and it's like 5 of these people, and they look at the whole classroom just like
Dying.
in a state of
Candemonium, just
meltdown.
the death stare I got from everyone at that table.
That was a decent redemption arc.
Damn, sweating bullets right there.
And also
love to
tell
hear
us
your
how
reasoning.
you got that fetish.
Yeah,
No, don't. We don't want to know.
I want to know.
I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of me left alive across the multiverse. Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of all ages,
Boys and girls,
but probably over the age of at least, I hope, 16.
if you're a kid, if you're a kid right now, if you're watching it as a kid right now, turn this off.
Just go watch.
Go watch Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I was gonna say something that made me sound really old. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh God. Go watch the Magic School Bus.
Honestly, Schoolhouse Rock.
That was my next
It's
thing.
underrated.
Yeah.
It's underrated, especially about the one. I'm Just a Bill on Capitol Hill, the one that got banned from television.
Did it really? Why?
Because it was too cutting into the connection
the politics, the politics.
the connection between money and power and politics and
Dang.
yeah.
Well, those are the good old days when you could just get away with shit like that.
They got away with it. It aired, but I don't think it got any reruns.
Oh man, that was a good one though. It was so informative.
It was
Because like
And
nothing else in school was going to teach you anything
it's
about that.
Still worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, go watch. I don't know what it is called, but Schoolhouse Rock, Bill.
I feel like my future kids are going to watch. They're going to grow up on that. They're going to grow up on Schoolhouse Rock, Sesame Street, pretty solid.
If you put all of the Schoolhouse Rock content together, like sequentially, do you even get an hour?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, because they're quick. They're quick little snippets.
Yeah, there's not that many. It's not like there's like 7 seasons of Schoolhouse
Yeah,
Rock.
that's true. It got canceled before that.
They're gonna grow up on Blue's Clues.
I remember, the counting, the math ones, like 3, 6, 9. That's how I learned about 6, 6, 9.
Oh, and I have We the People in order to form a more perfect union, etc.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
etched into my mind
Yep.
because of the way that it was put to music.
Yeah, right.
Like I remember that whole string.
Pretty genius concept. If you make
Yes.
anything a song, you'll remember it like 30 times more. Like even now till this day, if I have to count by threes, like multiples of 3, I'll do the song in my head. As like a 35-year-old man, I'll be like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. That's the only way I can count by threes is by singing it because of Schoolhouse Rock.
And you carry a calculator in your pocket, even though your teachers love to tell you, now you're not gonna have a calculator in your pocket all the time, so you need to learn these multiplication tables. Yeah. And long division. Fuck you, long division.
Yeah, dude.
I learned long division. I knew long division for 2 weeks in like 6th grade, and then after that, since then it's been gone from my mind.
Yeah.
I don't recall or
100%.
understand it anymore.
100%. Now they call it short division just to be inclusive. It's not even like, it just wasn't. We weren't really celebrating diversity with long division.
Average division?
Yeah, I think that's a good happy medium. Welcome to the show.
Oh yeah, hey, didn't see you there.
I want to open with this fantastic clip
Bring it.
that I think I showed you. Oh, I didn't know if I showed you. This was Friday.
This guy can get it.
There was just this ratchet club we were at, and there's like this 80-year-old guy completely by himself, just grooving.
Dude, I wish I could watch him on the dance floor for like another 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, I did in person. It was fascinating. There was at one point there were 2 young chicks just grinding on him
Because he had good vibes. Like
He did.
He had good dance floor vibes.
But it also made me wonder who's the victim here. Is it the young females or is it this 80-year-old senior?
I mean, you don't end up grinding on that guy by accident.
Yeah, you don't end up grinding on 2 chicks by accident either.
I don't think anybody was victimized in that.
But it warped my whole perception because I started thinking, that's someone's grandpa. I was fucked up, dude. It fucked me up. It really fucked me up.
Because he
This poor man.
you can't be like, oh, those are somebody's daughters, but there's 2 of them.
Yeah,
there's only one
he was outnumbered, dude.
That's somebody's
He
grandfather.
was way outnumbered. I was like, is anyone seeing this right now? Dude. It was pretty baller, though.
I like that. I like that. That guy had the right attitude to get
Yeah.
on the dance floor. Like,
Yeah.
like you know,
I
respect.
was admiring him. I was like, dude, that old guy was awesome. And then Mel was like, he was staring at me the whole night. I was like, damn.
Okay, well, I mean,
That's a compliment, though. Like,
you could have been like, well, I guess he has good taste.
yeah, damn, I wasn't that smooth. I tried to make her feel guilty. I was like, look, he's just having a good time. He's just hanging with the boys.
Yeah, you gotta take those opportunities to just like Uno reverse card and be like,
Yeah.
what? So some old guy is looking at you a lot. Well, hey, I like looking at you, so apparently he has good taste.
Right. If it was just a normal, if it was like a 25-year-old guy, you wouldn't have batted an eye.
Right.
So it's like, oh, it's a little ageist. You know, like single out the old guy. Be like, it's not okay for him to do it.
If he can get out on the dance floor and break it down like that,
That's right.
I mean, you know, I'm sure he's good to go.
I feel like seniors should get into clubs free, just like chicks.
If you are getting into the club to like engage and not just sit in the back and
Right.
and you know drink a drink and be creepy,
Dude, yes, because he was more involved. He was dancing and like having good vibes and like hanging with everyone. Whereas like all the guys that like are our age or younger, they were actually sitting on the sidelines with their drinks, just watching all the girls dance in the middle. And it was very like Mel pointed out. She's like, did you notice like all the guys were just drinking on the outside and all the girls were dancing on the inside? And it was just like the hunt was on. Like these guys are just like scoping it. It was like watching Nat Geo. It was insane. It was
like a
dude,
wolf pack.
It was, dude. It's
trying to find prey.
It seriously was.
Like which one is weak and infirm?
Yeah, I was like, Mel, I have to chip you. People know that you're taken. It's scary out there.
It's
wild.
a jungle out there.
It's wild. Dude, I had a great boyfriend redemption arc this weekend.
Oh,
Actually, today. So when we were before we were hanging out with Mike, she was like, "Oh, I want to go to Home Goods later tonight or later today and shop for Christmas decorations."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Okay.
And then we hung out with Mike, and then
Yeah.
afterwards we checked out his new place, and then it was like maybe 4 p.m. or something, and I could tell she was just like, "Okay," and I was like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "No, nothing. You know, I just thought maybe we were still gonna like shop for Christmas decor, but it's getting late, so it's fine. It's fine. It's like we don't have to." And I was like, "Oh, it's definitely not fine. It's nothing but it's everything but fine."
you know, I have the most deep respect for women when they can admit that it's not fine.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's like it's hard to hold it against people for like not wanting to make you uncomfortable by saying I'm disappointed about blah blah blah.
Right.
So they just cover it up and they say everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Which never works. It never works, really. So what I did was like I knew it wasn't fine, so I mapped us. I was like, all right, well, let's just drive home then. She's like, yeah, it's too late. Forget about it. And I mapped us straight to Home Goods. So we roll up, and she's like, what? We weren't supposed to go here. I was like, we were supposed to go here. And it was like instant boyfriend redemption achieved. Dude, I did not realize how much women love Home Goods.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like I've never seen her happier than just in the clearance aisle of a Home
Bro,
Goods.
you get into Home Goods, you get into the clearance aisle, you get into like the cookware, the candles.
Oh, dude, yeah, we were
Watch out.
knee deep in all the sales, and yeah, I escaped the doghouse narrowly tonight.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Home Goods is not a bad redemption destination.
Yeah,
Like if that's all it takes,
right. It was little.
I'll be honest. I like deals, so
Yeah.
I've been known to go to Home Goods a time
Yeah.
or two.
Yeah.
just to scope things out.
Yeah, because I mean, for sure. Because initially I went for her, and then as we're walking around, I'm like, "This is only $12.
Yeah,
Pay like $80 for that at Crate and Barrel.
yeah.
Like throw it in the
Just
cart.
a single banana for $12.
Throw it in the cart." It's just,
Usually it's $80 at Crate and Barrel.
all right, we're getting 2 bananas.
So did you have a cart?
We had a cart.
Okay, that's
had a cart.
dangerous. But
We had a cart,
but
yeah.
for Christmas decoration, knick-knack shopping, it's understandable.
But you definitely get more excited to walk around a store when you have a cart because you kind of it's like already assume that you're going to get something.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes it part of the experience. Like all right, it's just like fully like embracing it. You're 2 feet in
Yeah.
when you grab a cart.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
just not
gonna
window
get
shopping.
more respect from the employees.
Yeah, and the girlfriend. She's like, all right. No, it was good.
That was a good move.
Yeah, no, I was proud of myself for that one. And she paid for all the stuff. Well, we split. I Zelled her afterwards.
Yeah.
She like got her credit card out and she swiped it. I was like, come on, you're buying shit for my house. Like I'm gonna pay for it. So we split. We ended up splitting it, but
That's pretty sweet, man. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
ultimately, you're both going to enjoy it. You will probably get more enjoyment
sure.
time wise.
Right.
She'll probably get more enjoyment intensity wise.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So it's a
balances,
trade-off.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It was a good balance.
You know that Christmas scented candle, the green one,
Yeah.
came from Home Goods.
Oh yeah, you got that right. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that I relocated it?
Yes,
Yeah, I moved it to the coffee table from the little
it's
end
a little more prominent location for the season.
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting to optimize the house. Mm-hmm. You know, my quarter furnished house. Trying to make it look as pretty as possible.
It's honestly, you know what? Like I look at it and I go, you know, it's kind of a bonus to have only partially like some rooms that are only like partially furnished because
Yeah.
it gives you the excuse to just be like, okay, yeah, it's more storage space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like we were talking about getting a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, we're going to put the tree. I was like, how about in the first living room that has nothing in it? I mean, other than boxes, which will be gone in like a month. But it's like, let's just like, there will literally be an entire living room in my house that's just got a Christmas tree in it and nothing else, which is pretty cool.
If it's big, it could just completely block visual sight lines to the cat Death Star.
The cat Death Star? Oh, the litter box?
The pooping station.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Covers up an eyesore.
Yeah.
It solves a lot of problems.
And if it's a real, actually, personally, I would say go with not pine, but cedar. Go with cedar.
A cedar tree?
Yeah.
What's
If
the
you're-
difference? Just the smell?
I like the smell of cedar more than pine.
Okay, yeah. I didn't even realize that Christmas trees came in like different varieties like that. I thought it was just like a Christmas tree is a Christmas tree.
Christmas tree is whatever tree you put shit on and put presents under. I mean,
Okay. But I mean, if you go to like a lot with Christmas trees, they got different types of wood and stuff, different trees.
I don't know.
I don't know much about it. I just know that they're pretty expensive now.
They are. I mean,
Christmas trees.
I remember them being like 80, 120 bucks.
Yeah.
And that was years ago. So they got like a nice Christmas tree is
Like
probably
150, 200.
yeah, easy.
Yeah.
By
For like an
this
8
point.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a nice one that doesn't look like a Charlie Brown tree. It's not like slanted, like steeped over.
Sometimes it can be kind of fun, like kind of sweet to get like the deformed tree.
Right. It's like going to like an animal rescue and just
Yeah.
getting the shittiest looking dog.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
for me, what hits the hardest is it's got to smell like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. No, that's
could,
fair.
It could be like a little bit of an ugly runt of a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But if it's got that smell,
Yeah.
that Christmas tree smell, I'm all about it.
Christmas tree redemption arc.
Yes.
The only thing I'm worried about is that every year, anytime I ever get a tree, the cats fuck it up.
Okay. Well, I can't help you there.
What I realize is a Christmas tree with ornaments on it is just a giant cat toy.
Oh well.
They just see it, like they just swipe it all, and like just ornaments crash. They
there's
shatter.
no way to firewall that off. You can't prevent access.
Well, actually, I was looking up some stuff with my a friend of mine. She was like showing me how people have cat proofed their Christmas trees. There's some Christmas trees that is only leaves like 5 feet up, and it's just it looks like a palm tree.
so it's just like a pole.
It's just a trunk, a really long. It's a pole. It's a pole with like 50% of a tree at the upper half, so the cats
so
can't get
basically
to it.
you just trim the bottom half of it down
Exactly.
to nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a Californian Christmas palm tree. But the another solution was just get a fence, like put a wire fence around it.
Yeah.
Anytime that you're not there to supervise the cats, which I might do actually.
When do you actively supervise your cats?
Only when I'm home and I'm around, like, because you can hear, like, if they're fucking with the tree, you can hear the ornaments jingling, and I'm like, hey, knock it out. Like, I'll run in the room.
So this has happened before.
I mean, every year I've ever gotten a tree, this happens. Every year there's casualties. There's broken ornaments on the floor. I wake up in the morning like, damn, we lost 2.
Okay, so no more glass ornaments, because
Yeah, I've learned. They're only like wood and like plastic, and
yeah.
kind of cheapens it a bit. But dude, you got a cat proof when you got a cat proof.
At least we don't put asbestos on our Christmas trees anymore.
We used to do that. I mean, I'm not surprised, but
It used to be like fake snow for movies and Christmas trees and everything.
yeah.
That was asbestos.
damn, some of the shit that we just let fly back then.
Didn't know any better.
Yeah, lead paint, good stuff.
Lead in gasoline.
Wait, yeah, oh yeah, lead and gasoline. That's right,
Dude.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, there's like a whole generation that grew up with massive amounts of lead in the environment, in the air, and the food, and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And then there's a pretty straight correlation between levels of lead in the environment and
Yeah.
like violent crime.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Like
and
just
then
fires people up.
yeah, it makes them dumb and violent.
Dang.
And then when lead got banned and the levels in the environment dropped back down, violent crime shortly thereafter followed.
So is that like it affects a part of your brain that like analyzes consequence of your actions maybe?
I mean, I can't speak to the exact neurology of it, but that sounds about right.
Dang. All right. Well, I've always been a pretty law, but no, I can't say I'm.
But you're not dumb and violent.
That is true. I'll take that. So I've had a moderate amount of lead in my life, probably based on my track record.
My exposure is probably fairly limited, except I was in West Virginia visiting my grandparents.
Yeah.
And my grandfather had this great, couple acres of forest in the backyard, as it were.
Yeah.
Where he would go shooting. And I was walking around out there, and I kept finding just bullet slugs on the ground, just like all the, and like, because he would do hand loading, so he made like his own loads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
sure.
So I kept finding just wad cutter, bare lead slugs, and for whatever reason, I grabbed like a good handful or two of those.
Yeah.
Brought them back and sat on them for 5 years, and then when I was in high school. In my Latin class, we had we were learning about deficciones, which is so back in the day in Rome, you would write on lead.
Yeah,
like you'd have a tablet made of lead because
right.
this is nice soft metal, and then you have a sharp instrument.
Chisel it in,
just like write on it like a pencil, basically.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And it just kind of engraves right into the lead.
Right.
And I asked my teacher, hey, I want to get some extra credit. What if I make an actual lead curse tablet, which is a deficcione, which is you take a lead tablet and you write a curse on this person cheated on my girl with me, so I'm going to write a curse and toss it in this fountain. And the god that this fountain is honoring will take that curse tablet and apply that curse to that person.
And you thought you'd get extra credit for that?
I did get extra credit.
Did?
I took all the raw just lead slugs that I had found,
and they were cool with it.
Yeah, I put them. I took a Coke can. I cut the top off.
Yeah.
Put it on my stove. It was a gas stove.
Yeah.
And then I just dropped the bullets in there, and then just I just heated up until they were molten.
Whoa.
And then I put some aluminum foil on a baking sheet.
Yeah.
And when it was all molten, I just poured it real quick onto a baking sheet, and it's just like a nice big splash of lead.
There's so many dangerous things about that,
right?
The fact, dude, times were more fun back then.
Just an aluminum can full of molten lead.
And you're just a student. Your teacher's like, "Yeah, I'll reward you." I
was doing this at home.
Oh yeah.
So they didn't know the process behind it. If anybody had known the process, they'd have been like, "Hold up!"
The minute you said lead, you know, like in modern society, they'd be like, "No."
Now, here's the thing. I don't remember if I turned on the stove range hood or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was evacuating all those vapors or not. So I might have been exposed to a fair amount of lead vapors.
You did a lot of ridiculous, like off the wall and oftentimes dangerous experiments at home when you were younger. Did your parents ever what was your parents' reaction to it? Did they just kind of like let you do your thing?
I mean,
or were they constantly trying to police you for it?
I think after a certain point, they just kind of gave up on you. They kind of gave up. Like, if I was doing something that would injure myself or others, or cause a hazard, like blowing things up in a microwave.
That sounds like 90% of the things you do, though.
True. They did get really upset about the fact that I'm still not willing to accept responsibility. I probably ruined that microwave. They were upset about that.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, no, I made that. So anyway, I took this big splash of molten lead, and once it had cooled off, I actually carved a curse.
Yeah.
And it might have been against that one person I was talking about earlier.
The student,
yes,
fellow student in front of you, sat in front of you.
Yes,
that was a terrible, terrible person.
I can't even say in retrospect that they were a terrible person because it's not very objective, but they annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, right. Which is fair game.
And I turned that in. It was an actual tablet of lead.
Yeah.
I gave it to my Latin teacher. They gave me 10 points of extra credit.
Just enabled your sick addiction.
Honestly, I think if I was a Latin teacher and somebody actually went to all the effort to do that,
yeah.
I'd be like, at this point, number one, where'd you get all that lead?
Yeah, exactly.
Number two,
right.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
But also, like, that teacher could have, like, nowadays today, that teacher would have lost their job
because they
instantly.
They said, oh yeah, go ahead and play with lead, extracurricularly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to incentivize it with extra credit is just
it was my idea.
Yeah, but you were a kid. They signed off on it.
It's true. That's true. But they were very passionate about like just the romantic languages and things of antiquity and like one of those few passionate teachers, but
they don't make teachers like that anymore. Or they probably do, but
I think the students just destroy them.
Yeah.
The students in the administration just wear them down to little nubs.
Yeah, it's got to be way less fun to be a teacher today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Like, how do I reach these kids?
That's the only way that you could really reach kids is by doing something that's probably not considered cool. That's probably going to get you shut down.
Yeah, and I don't know. I got extra credit for making a lead tablet. And thanks, Grandpa. Like, not only did you teach me, responsibly with a pellet gun, not even a 22, the basics of gun safety and shooting, but you also provided me with the toxic materials to create a defixione.
And to improve your grades in school, give you a brighter future.
Exactly, in exchange for loss of a couple IQ points, maybe, depending on my lead exposure from those hijinks. Then there was the time I made homemade pepper spray.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I don't think...
And used it.
Oh, you know what's funny? Yeah, I did use it. I can tell you've been at a Home Goods because you have glitter on you.
Yes, dude. I've had glitter on me since... Yeah, exactly. Dude.
You have glitter like right here. It looks like a very emotional moment happened.
Dude, half of Home Goods is just glitter.
Oh.
You walk out looking like you just went to a pride parade. Like, it's insane.
They call glitter the herpes of arts and crafts.
Because it just can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it gets everywhere. You can't get rid of it. It just lingers. I don't know. But it seems like a good metaphor.
Yeah.
So my parents did not intervene on me that much when I was doing things that were potentially productive. Although they also just missed a lot of my nefarious things because I was sneaky.
Yeah, right.
But I did take I went and got a bunch of habaneros and put them in a blender with rubbing alcohol.
Nice.
Blended them up and put them in a Tupperware. Let them sit and steep for a couple weeks under my bed.
Good Lord.
And then took that whole mess, ran it through a coffee filter.
Oh my God.
And then put it on the stove to boil it down and concentrate it, like boil off some of the alcohol.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that didn't get me in trouble.
Yeah. Did they even know? Like,
I think they knew because my sister came in the kitchen and basically got tear gassed, and she was upset.
Yeah.
Yelling about it.
She tell mom and dad.
Yeah, she was upset.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, like they didn't crack down on me. And then once I had like gotten this super concentrated pepper extract.
Yeah.
I put it in a nasal spray bottle.
Right.
Because it makes that nice poof of fine mist.
Right. I can see where this is going.
And okay, so for some reason in high school, I was kind of a bastard because because the one person in my Latin class, I used to take my Palm Pilot and I had a Palm Pilot. And I found an app for it. They had apps.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I found an app that it had a little just piezoelectric speaker in it, so it could generate like Game Boy beeps and boops, basically.
Right. Different frequencies.
Yes.
And stuff.
And I would take it and set it to like 25,000 hertz.
Yeah.
And then just set it on the edge of my desk, right behind this person.
Yes.
All period.
Dude.
And like try to give them a headache.
That's awesome.
This other time that I had made this homemade pepper spray, I had, looking back, I was a bit of an asshole at times.
It's like everything you did was it was like kind of harmless in the in the grand scheme of things, but still like you just like to wreak havoc. You love to wreak havoc.
There is a part of me that does enjoy just
trolling, like hard trolling. Yeah.
So there's a person in front of me in my biology class. Might have been physics. Could have been physics.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why. I really honestly don't, but they were just annoying the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I get to class like 4, I don't know what it was in between rings of the bell, 5 minutes.
Right.
I get to class early and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take some of this homemade pepper spray and I'm just going to spritz a little bit on their desk and then they're going to touch it and they're going to touch their face and they're going to feel my wrath.
Oh God. Did it work?
No, because I had put it in a nasal spray bottle.
Yeah.
And the thing about a nasal spray bottle is it gives you this nice poof of very, very fine aerosolized mist.
Yeah.
Instead of like a solid squirt.
Right.
So I went and I was like, okay, spritz, 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 spritz. That's what I thought I was doing. Like, and so I made this nice little poof of pepper spray juice.
Yeah.
And instead of it settling down onto the desk like I expected, I went
whoop, all aerial,
into the
aerial.
HVAC system.
Nice.
Where
all the ventilation
just got
pumped,
sucked up
circulated.
And then I was like, okay, we'll see what happens with that. And then class starts. I'm sitting there, and then people start coughing and sneezing and rubbing their eyes and going, "There's something in the air,"
including the teacher. Was the teacher
everybody? Like even I got a hit of it, and it was like all of a sudden somebody had just like. I had just gotten hit with like a red hot BB in the back of my throat. So I was in there. I was shitting my pants like, oh my God, what if they find out it was me?
But I mean, you're choking and dying too. It couldn't have been you. Right?
Eventually,
it's kind of a nice defense.
It got to me as well. So I was in there suffering along with everybody else.
Why would I do this to myself? Yeah.
It was an accident. I was trying to, in retrospect, it was an asshole move, but I was trying to inflict all that suffering on one person who I don't remember their name or what they look like. I remember they annoyed me.
Yeah.
And then this whole like
scene.
I was like, I have this pepper spray. I don't know how intense it is. I haven't tested it. I'm not man enough to test it on myself.
I like how your first thought of how do I test this was to just bring it into a classroom. And just try bombing someone with it.
Well, it backfired. The best part was it just caused complete havoc. Like there was no controlling or directing a class full of people who are just like getting tear gassed.
Yeah, right.
And in the midst of all of that, I remember it like they had made announcements about it, and they were like super serious. Like there's inspectors from the IB program coming through today, or something.
Yes.
So like one of the really like high level like. I think it was IB.
Okay.
International Baccalaureate.
Yeah.
There was a team of inspectors. They
come in the room.
The door pops open and it's like 5 of these people. And they look at the whole classroom just like
dying.
In a state of
Candemonium, just
meltdown. And they look around and they just move on.
That's so fucking good, dude. That's amazing.
And the whole time I was like scared out of my mind. Like if I get caught for this, I'm in so much trouble.
Dude, that's like biochemical warfare that you just dropped on the whole class.
It was just broadcast pepper spray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homebrew.
You know what I realized is like in high school you were actually, no one knew it, but you were actually a bully. But you were like a smart bully. So instead of like the average kid who's like, I don't like this person, I'm just going to punch him because that's the first thing that comes to mind. You intelligently crafted a way that you could fuck with people and not get caught.
Yeah.
Which is like 10 times more evil because the mental gymnastics and steps you have to go through to do that is almost more sadistic.
Yeah, I was a fucked up kid. I don't think there's any denying that. I was definitely not in a very healthy place.
Product of a cult, being raised in a cult, maybe. I don't know.
It was a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure part of it is just me, just like who I am as my human nature.
Yeah.
But it didn't help. My upbringing didn't help.
That's an incredible story. I was never smart enough to pull something like that off. I think the closest
I was stupid enough to pull that off. I wasn't even smart. Like at the end of the day, I was stupid enough to just do that.
It's It's definitely a bit of both.
Bathed in the consequences.
Well, that's what happens when you have a highly intelligent child, like a highly intelligent kid who just doesn't think things through, but is also very smart.
Yeah, I don't even know what I did with the rest of that because
Yeah.
I kept it for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever used it again out of anger.
And it's also very funny to me that like your own sister like blew you to your parents, and they were just like, no, just let him. It's almost like she's Meg in Family Guy. I was like, shut up, Meg, and like you just get the benefit of the doubt all the time. And it's like, no, just letting him do his thing. She's like, but he's making like dangerous weapons.
I think they were just used to it at that point. Like, and honestly, like, do you want to go downstairs and like, because I was standing in the my own making pepper spray cloud.
Right.
Like I was boiling down a mixture of rubbing alcohol and capsaicin on a stove.
Right.
Which is already a stupid idea.
Yeah.
But
it might as well have been in a meth lab or something.
Yeah, it was harsh.
Yeah.
And I had just kind of, I guess I got used to it.
Right.
But my sister walked in and she got a lung full of it and she ran away and she was just like, Ian's doing some stupid shit in the kitchen. And I think at that point, my parents were just like, nothing's on fire. I don't smell burning, so it can't be that bad.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
I don't blame them for not wanting to deal with that.
Yeah, right. As long as he's not fucking us up and destroying the house, we're good.
Yeah.
Dude.
I never did. I came close.
Yeah.
I did nearly. Okay, I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
If you go by the multiverse theory, there's all these alternate timelines and blah blah blah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of me left alive across the multiverse. I'm like
either blown yourself up,
one of a few dozen survivors. Yeah, dude, I was a bit of a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
I had multiple incidents of nearly really bad pyromaniac.
Oh yeah, I remember you shared the chopper story.
Oh, that's just one of
many.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
So I saw this video of this guy. I think it was in Russia.
Yeah.
And I don't know what exactly he did, but he somehow, I think maybe he just dumped some gas, like gasoline, in an elevator and lit it on fire.
Yeah.
And it was wild because it was a big fire, but like he was like standing back in the corner, but then he started panicking, and then
oh shit,
and then the fire consumed all the oxygen in the elevator.
Oh damn!
And the dude just passed out and fell into the flames.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Which reminded me of the time that I went into my closet with.
Come out of the closet.
I'm sorry, parents. You don't want to know that I did this. So just
disclaimer.
If you ever come across this, just
turn back now.
Yeah, you should. I'm not even gonna say fast forward. Just click the back button and forget about this. I took rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
And I put it in like this big dish and lit it on fire.
In the closet.
Yes.
Why in the closet?
Because I couldn't do it in my room.
That would be crazy.
I could get caught. But I had like the other. It was like a big cookie tin.
Yeah.
So I could like slap the other side of it over and just extinguish it immediately. Why? Because fire's cool and I like looking at it. And I didn't get to go camping as a kid, so
yeah.
I didn't get to sit around a campfire and look at it. So I had to make my own.
Dude.
Looking back at that, I could have gotten into a situation where if I had let it go too long, it would have eaten up all the oxygen in the room.
Right.
And I would have passed out and just suffocated or burned to death or any of those things.
You're like the definition of like curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm glad you're alive in this universe.
I did so many stupid things as a kid. I could go on.
I think we all did stupid things as kids, but it varies, right? Based on our personalities.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot of stupid shit too, but it was in a completely different way.
Did you jump off a roof?
I never jumped off a roof.
Neither did I. I came close.
Yeah?
But then I was like,
to escape something?
This umbrella isn't going to bring me gently down to the ground. Somehow I thought through an action before I took it.
You really thought you were going to Mary Poppins it though? Down a roof?
No, it was actually a trash bag. And then I was like, this trash bag won't have time to actually inflate and catch the air before I'm hitting the ground. So it doesn't matter if it actually slows me down or not. It's not going to have time to activate.
Yeah.
So I actually thought it through.
It's amazing how you were smart enough to realize that, but dumb enough to even get to that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember this, but apparently I hid because I like to do that because, you know, if you have parents, I think as a child, it's your job to raise their cortisol levels as much as possible.
Yeah.
Just stress them out.
Yeah.
So I would hide. At one point, I hid in this old shed full of black widows.
Jeez.
And my parents couldn't find me for like a couple hours, and they find me in there just sitting, smiling.
Spiders everywhere.
Yeah. The best part was in at like Nordstrom.
Yeah.
Those circular clothes racks. Oh man, I would get in there and just hide until I felt like ending their suffering by emerging.
Oh man, dude, the hell that you probably put your parents through must be wild,
dude. And I set just time bombs. Like this house we lived in, somehow the people who had lived in that house before had just like a big jerry can full of used motor oil.
Yeah.
Like by the side of the house. And it's just like, you know, sometimes you move somewhere and there's just things that just they don't register as a problem, or it's just like part of the place, right?
Yeah.
And it was there for years. And for some reason, my dumb ass goes, I'm outside. I have to pee. Here's this jug. It's like half full. I'm just going to pee in here. Like, I could have peed in the bushes. They were right there. Why did I have to choose this thing? Well, it turns out urine is heavier than motor oil.
Yeah.
So I kept peeing. I peed in that thing probably 5 times.
Oh, my gosh.
Until it was like, instead of like half full, it was like nearly full.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years went by. It had been there for 5 or 7 years already or something.
Yeah.
And one day, my dad comes up and he's like, "So I took this motor oil to you know the get recycled or dropped off or whatever."
Yeah.
And there was a whole bunch of urine in there with it.
No way. He knew it was piss?
I mean, somebody did.
Yeah.
It was finally aged.
Oh my
underneath
God.
a coat of motor oil.
And you just had to play it cool.
No. There was no paying. Who else would have done that?
Oh, really? He just knew it was you instantly.
At that point, yeah. Like who else? Who else would have possibly? like I couldn't even.
Yeah.
I couldn't even even at this age, if I had the knowledge that I have now, I couldn't go back in time to my body at that time and try to argue that it was the neighbors. It was the people who had lived there who decided to store urine and use motor oil in the same container. Like,
at this point, your parents knew who their son was. They knew that you were the type of kid that
they
would
were
do
learning.
that.
Yeah,
dude, that's wild, man. That's
like
wild.
imagine you're a dad
Yeah.
and you have this 7-year-old jug of old motor oil in the backyard, and you finally get around to going to you dispose of it properly, and then you have to deal with the embarrassment of the people emptying out. Just piss comes streaming out, and you're like, "What? How did that get? Oh
my God!
I know exactly how that got there."
God, dude, that's amazing.
But I mean, I have to give my parents a lot of credit because they put up with so much of my stupidity.
Yeah, that's incredible of them to not have like put you up for adoption or something. You know,
honestly, I wouldn't have blamed them.
Damn.
I mean, I would have been upset at the time, but looking back at it,
you would have understood.
They definitely put in a lot of work, just dealing with me and keeping their marriage together and like making it as a couple long term,
right?
And getting their kids into adulthood, with all their limbs. Like, dude, I can't believe I have all my fingers.
Yeah,
both
that's pretty
my eyes.
insane. Yeah, you're like a smarter version of Steve-O. You shouldn't be alive. Definitely shouldn't have all your limbs.
I definitely deserve a lot of. that's why I try to, be, maybe it's trite,
Yeah.
but I try to do things that feel like they put good out into the world, because
Like pissing in a can of motor oil.
I feel like I've built up a very heavy balance of negative karma, and I don't know how bad it is,
Yeah.
but I try to like pay against that.
Yeah, right. So it's you're at a net positive at the end of the day.
I want to be there. Yeah, I want to have put more good into the world,
Right.
than
Piss.
stress-induced migraines. The people who love me.
Your parents might say you have some catching up to do. No, I'm sure they're very proud of you. I'm sure they're very proud of you.
At this point, I feel like they should be proud of themselves, but they choose to put their pride in me, so whatever. I'll take it.
Oh man.
We got off track there.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. I'm glad we did. I was gonna mention this. I don't know. Like, I found out recently that my neighbor hates me. My neighbor here at the office, the guy who works next door.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So this is just an assumption, but like about a month or two ago, sometimes we'll run into each other when we're walking to and from our offices. And I just saw him. I was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like not the chatty type, but I was just like being friendly. And then we kind of like exchanged a few lines, just small talk. And then I just kind of like sat there. There was a beat, of silence, and I didn't want to be rude and be the first one to be like, "All right, well, I'm out." But he ended up being like, "This guy's weird. Why is he just staring at me?" And he's like, "Well, see you later." And it was just like this really awkward moment, and I felt so stupid. I was like, "Dude, I feel like he probably thinks that like I want to talk to him when really I was trying to be polite." Mm-hmm. So that was the first strike. And then the first strike was really that every time I start my car, his car alarm goes off. Every single time. And he has to run out there with his key fob and like disable the alarm. He hated me from day one. And then just that awkward interaction. And then recently, and it's like a hybrid, so he's like eco-conscious or whatever, eco-friendly. And then he just bought a new Tesla. And I just saw it for the first time this week. I pull in my car and I like wave to him. Nothing. He sees me. He just cold shoulder, like, fuck this guy. And I was like, dude, my neighbor hates me so much, dude. I'm that guy that he's like, yeah, no, it's a pretty good working environment. But my neighbor fucking sucks,
but
dude.
You're never, honestly,
It's weird to be hated. I'm cool with it, but it's pretty funny. It's
You're
pretty
never-
funny that he hates me so much. I get it. I totally get it. I would hate me too if that was.
That's definitely
if the roles
bad
were
neighbor
reversed.
behavior. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like, you're never in here during business hours, like,
True.
listening to heavy metal, driving, like,
Yeah.
his customers can hear through the wall, or he
Right.
can hear through the wall.
Yeah. I mean, that would just
You're
send
just
it over
you're
the
just
edge.
the parking lot menace.
Yeah. I do feel genuinely bad. And the thing is, like, I always try to make it up by like being friendly when I see him, but he just doesn't want to he doesn't want to give me the time of day. He's just like, "No, you're a piece of shit, and you've already fucked up. Yeah, there's no redeeming yourself." And I feel so bad.
Have you set off his car alarm on his new Tesla?
No, not yet. I don't know how sensitive
It's probably
the
less
alarm
sensitive
is.
than the old one.
I think so. Yeah, it was like a little Hyundai hybrid, and it was just like it was so sensitive. But I think the damage has been done. There's no coming back. I can't crawl myself out of this hole.
I mean, as long
is fine.
as your landlord isn't mad at you,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It doesn't really affect my bottom line.
I think your neighbor is a professional. They won't take any adverse action against you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a banana in your tailpipe, I wouldn't be that mad at him.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you ever gotten
fun.
a banana or a potato or something obstructing your exhaust?
Surprisingly not. No. Not that I know of. It might have just spit it out if there was one in there I didn't know. I would be surprised. I'm surprised like my car hasn't gotten keyed or something like that. Or
Honestly, yeah.
I've scared many people just starting up my car. Like just one time I was at a downtown area and there was people like at a patio eating outside.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I had already been driving around town, so my engine was already heated up, and so it was like just the cold start was extremely loud, like the pops and crackles.
Yeah.
And it was like a family of 5, and they all like just jolted, and then like just the death stare I got from everyone at that table. The kid looked like she was about to cry. It was really funny. It was so I was dying. Mel was there. She was like, "Oh my, I cannot believe you just did." I was like, "I gotta leave. I'm not just gonna wait for them to finish their meal before I drive off."
Just be like, sorry.
Yeah, but that probably didn't help that they saw me just laughing my ass off. I could not. I
No,
was
I
crying.
don't think-
I was crying. And they were like this close to. They were right in front of my car. I was dying.
Okay, so you were parked literally right in front, in
in
like
front.
it was like a sidewalk cafe type of
Yes.
situation.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that is loud.
It was really. It was really good.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that family. I simultaneously felt awful and just could not stop.
So
laughing.
you use a vehicle to take your douchebag vibes and put them out into the world.
It's like I'm not doing this maliciously. Like, you know, I upgrade. I did things to my car for me, not to just be a menace to society. But it's a consequence.
That's a side effect.
It's a big symptom.
Okay, you did the things that you did because you wanted more performance out of your car.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
And it happens that it scares small children.
Yeah. Dude,
but you're willing to live with that.
Exactly. There's a great like TikTok or video floating around of a guy who's getting called out. He's got a loud, you know, engine. It's like some muscle car, and some lady next to him is like, you know, no one likes the sound of that car. No one likes the sound of that. And he's like, well, I didn't do it for everyone else. I did it for me. And she's like, and she says something, and he goes, what'd you say? And then she starts talking, and he just starts revving the engine like, it's so good. It's so good.
You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't
But I
do
know
that.
if you
Like,
did do that, you would
yeah.
enjoy yourself.
I really would. I really would. If I had the balls to do it, I would really enjoy it. It'd be amazing. Oh man.
But you
so,
haven't ever really been malicious.
No.
It's just
I really haven't.
it's just a side effect of winning a higher performance car.
Exactly. Yeah. But it just I get it, because like when I see loud cars, I'm like douchebag. And like that's the, you know.
Yeah,
That's the perception.
it's true. Like when
Yeah.
you like either like a loud engine, exhaust, whatever, or somebody who's just got their okay, is it just me, or do people like not play super loud music as much as they used to?
Right?
Like remember
Yeah.
when you'd be like
That's so
stuck in
true.
traffic on the freeway or whatever.
Yep.
And you hear like the car in front of you, their license plate is fucking vibrating.
Yes. Even your
like
rear view mirrors
buzzing.
would be like
Yes.
rattling. Like, geez.
Yes.
That doesn't happen as much
It
anymore.
really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't get it.
I think maybe people just lost interest in stunting audibly that way over COVID. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But I'm not mad. I'm really not
For
mad
sure.
about that, because
Yeah.
that was annoying as shit.
It was, for sure. And I don't know why. I'm too cynical to think that people just like got nicer.
I think the average person's subwoofer budget may have shrunk.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. It's like, oh, you want a new sound system in this economy? What?
Yeah, like no,
Could be it.
I gotta get my toilet paper. I gotta get my food.
Yeah.
I don't
right.
have extra left over for
Yeah.
an amp and a sub.
Yeah. Now those same people are just looting stores and just stealing. They're just robbing stores of their toilet paper dry. You know, they're still fucking us up in a different way.
At least you don't have a douchebag sound system in your car.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I don't.
If you had a trunk with like two 22-inch subwoofers,
yeah.
that would be just egregious.
I used to have a car with a loud sound system, and I never really bumped it too hard unless I was like completely isolated, just because I don't like attracting attention to myself. And like even my own car, like now, I don't ever put it in sport mode unless I'm like in a canyon or on the track or on the freeway, where it's not going to be a complete nuisance.
So sport mode changes the exhaust sound,
Yeah, it like opens up the valves, and it just makes everything more aggressive.
angry and loud.
Yeah, it increases the RPMs and stuff.
So you can't really get like you can't really get a quiet start even if it's not in sport mode.
It's pretty quiet if it's like a cold start and it's like if the engine's cold.
Okay.
If it hasn't been warmed up, it's pretty mild
Yeah,
comparatively.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
But I've also heard it when it's not cold, and I can tell the difference.
Yeah, I feel bad because your room is right next to the garage, so even if it's a cold start, you hear it quite a bit. Yeah. Having a loud car does have its advantages, though. Like it makes people more aware of you on the road. Like
that's the classic Harley argument. Like the people who have the super loud motorcycles.
Right.
They're like, it's not an invalid argument.
Yeah.
They're like, look, I don't have 2,000 pounds of steel around me to protect me.
Sure.
So my defense is having a really loud vehicle, so people know I'm on the road where I am. They pay attention to me.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for a motorcycle for sure. But even like, it's a fairly compact car that I have, and it's like oftentimes in people's blind spots, and I think it just makes people a bit more aware that I am where I am and like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's a layer of security for me, I guess. But
on my not my previous car, but the car before that, I actually upgraded the horn. Like,
really?
I got aftermarket horns.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't honk often.
Yeah.
But when I do, I want it to be taken seriously.
Oh, really? So you made it more aggressive?
Yeah. So I actually got like a two-tone, like it's two different horns. They both have different frequencies.
At the same time. Yeah.
And then I left that along with the stock horn.
Oh, wow. So it's like triple threat.
Yeah.
Like,
So it actually sounded awesome.
nice.
I didn't use it very much. And it wasn't stupid loud because the current was driving all three horns. If I had just gone with the two aftermarket ones, it probably would have been a little bit louder.
Yeah.
But I liked the tonal composition of all of those together. But
That's so funny. I don't think I've ever heard of someone upgrading their horn.
yeah, I don't know why I just was like really driven to do that. And then it was so satisfying every time I punched it because I didn't do it just casually. I was like,
Yeah.
like I'm using my horn if I'm trying to avoid an accident, right? Like
exactly, yeah.
either with myself and somebody else, or two. Like the classic is two people both merging into the lane right in front of you, and they both don't see each other.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well they're gonna hit each other.
Yep.
So I'm gonna
Sound
sound
off.
my horn, so
Yeah.
they start looking around and being like, why is somebody honking?
Right. It does feel like horns have gotten weaker. They've become like bigger bitches in recent years. I
Yeah.
feel like they used to be more aggressive, and like now you hear like a modern car's horn, it's like meep meep. It's like very like sensitive. Everything's so sensitive now.
There is one, I don't know what car it is,
Yeah.
that has like two horn functions where one of them is like sort of a pedestrian horn.
Yeah.
Like it's like the like meep meep kind of horn. Like,
Yeah.
hey, pay attention to me.
Right.
I'm not trying to blast your eardrums out, but like
Notice
I
me.
want your attention, but you're a pedestrian or you're on a bike or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
And then there's the regular car horn function, which is like maximum loud.
Exactly.
As far as that goes.
Hear me on the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like the loudness of my car, I feel like it's the opposite extreme of like a Tesla that's like complete, like super, like silent.
Yeah.
Where it's like that can be dangerous, where it's like people are getting hit. Like I will never hit a deaf guy or a blind guy. Sorry, like a blind guy. I'll never hit a fucking blind guy. I probably won't ever hit a deaf guy. I will make them undeaf.
How many blind people are driving?
No, like a pedestrian, like a blind pedestrian.
Okay.
I'll never hit a blind pedestrian. I might even undeafify some people. But yeah, loud cars are pretty cool.
I'm not going to argue with that.
I
I feel bad for your neighbor, but
Me too. I do too. I genuinely do. I feel like for Christmas, I want to give him like a gift basket or something, but I feel like at this point, he just hates me so much where I feel like I'd be trying too hard. Like that'd be too
just
try
get him
hard.
some earplugs.
Ah, damn.
No.
Yeah.
Noise canceling noise canceling earbuds.
Right. But then he won't actually be able to hear his car alarm going off, and then he'll just be.
Well, if he has a Tesla, the app will. He probably has an app that's telling him his car alarm's going off.
Oh yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll get him some earbuds. We'll get him some earplugs. That'd be pretty sweet.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Like
If there's a gift basket and just like at the bottom of it was like some like high quality earplugs or like noise canceling headphones.
noise canceling headphones and a little
Yeah.
note that says, "Sorry, my car is stupid loud."
Yeah. I think that'd be a nice gesture.
It wasn't on
Right.
purpose. I just wanted my car to go faster.
Right? Yeah. I don't hate you. Yeah, that's a good idea. Dude, Christmas is coming up. We were talking about this earlier. Santa Baby, that song sucks.
Santa Baby.
Santa Baby sucks. It came on when you were here.
And I was actually like, you actually said something about it.
Yeah.
I was about 5 seconds away from telling you, bro, that song is annoying as hell.
Dude, couldn't agree more. Yeah. I mean, it's like why do you gotta sexualize Santa? You know, Santa's like this big jolly guy who like you said, children sit on his lap.
He's wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. Why you gotta fuck it up? Why you gotta make Santa X-rated?
There's so many
gross.
better topics
Yeah.
to
right.
adultify.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Like children believe in Santa.
Yeah.
You're gonna take that and sexualize it?
Yeah, it's too real.
Yeah.
It's like he's a fictional character. We can make him perfect. We don't have to make him a gross perv.
If anything, there should be like Bionic Santa.
Ooh, I like that.
Like $6 million Santa.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah. He can just toss presents at light speed.
Like Cyberpunk Santa, enhanced Santa. You know?
Yeah.
Don't sexualize him.
He's got a robotic stomach. I just feel like it taints the image of the squeaky clean image of Santa that we've come to know and love.
I want Santa to stay clean.
Yeah.
And also the vocalist for that song, I don't know who she is, but her voice annoys me.
Yeah, especially because she's like overly trying to be seductive to Santa, where it just seems like kind of try hard. And like at the end of the day, I just don't want to I don't want to visualize Santa having sex.
No, nor do I.
Like a big fat white guy.
Some people do. I'm sure there's a very niche market for that.
Going to town.
But some people I think would make the argument that that song is about some guy who dressed up as Santa for his lady for the holidays.
Yeah,
because they're freaks like that.
It was a Santa cosplay song.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm still well within my rights to be annoyed by that song.
Right, exactly.
And I am.
Yeah.
That song annoys me.
Like, what if we had a song about like the tooth fairy's a slut? You know, that'd be fucked up. That'd be unhinged.
Well, now I kind of want to see what people can do with that concept.
She's going in children's mouths. You can't do that, dude.
Is the tooth fairy a she?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it could be a he.
Did you?
I guess it could be a he.
Arbitrarily gender the tooth fairy.
I did not assume the tooth fairy's gender. Let it be clear that the tooth fairy can use whatever pronouns they choose.
Okay, well,
all right. But either way, we should not sexualize them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That was a decent redemption arc.
Damn, sweating bullets right there. Hot damn, I'm in the hot seat now.
No, but Santa Baby and also any sexy Christmas songs. Okay, well, here's the thing.
Christmas shouldn't be sexy.
I worked retail, so I have some PTSD associated with Christmas music.
Yeah.
That aside,
hearing it on loop constantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, to an just unreal degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas music, number one, don't love it. Number two, make it sexy. I extra don't love it.
Yeah, no.
I will invent a time travel machine to go back in time and kill you and prevent you from making that song.
Right.
As long as it doesn't fuck up the timeline otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
No, I won't kill you, but I will destroy your vocal cords.
Yeah, Christmas music should be, it's sacred. It's a sacred thing. You can't have it, you can't turn it into like some floozy party.
Wow. Okay, Boomer.
Yeah, I realized as I was saying those words, I could feel my hair turning gray. I was like, "Oh my god, what am I saying right now?"
You know what? Though
Jeez Louise.
You got to speak your truth.
I just
and
said,
if your
"Jeez
truth
Louise."
is old person stuff,
Yeah.
then that's where you are.
I'm not ashamed to admit what I've become.
All right, yeah, you got to embrace it. Otherwise, like you can't go through life hating yourself. That's just not healthy.
Right, exactly.
So you just got to accept, like, okay, this is who I am. I don't like sexy Santa.
Yeah. If anyone likes sexy Santa, tell us why. Tell us why in the comments.
And also
I'd love
tell
to
us
hear your
how
reasoning.
you got that fetish.
Yeah.
No, don't. We don't want to know.
I want to know. Put it in the Discord. We don't want to get banned on YouTube.
It's got to be so specific, people who end up with like sexy doctor fetishes. Like, there's always some very specific childhood story that's tied into that.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't want to know how Santa got sexualized for you.
Keep that shit to yourself, or talk to a therapist,
or just tell the internet
anonymously.
It's free. It's free
on Reddit.
It's free. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Therapists are expensive.
Oh man.
All right. What is Bab?
Bab? Oh, that's a typo. I don't even know. That doesn't mean anything. I don't know what up. My cat might have written that.
Okay. Can I read this story?
Please.
Okay. So somebody, San on Discord was able to contribute a crazy story. Heard the new episode and had to share this one story from a music festival. A guy high out of his mind on mushrooms had to puke, so he ran to a porta potty and ripped the door open and projectile vomited right in there. Some poor drunk dude was taking a shit, got vomited all over. The shroomed vomit distributor instantly freaked out, realized this was going to become an argument, so he thought he'd land the first punch. Absolutely fucking clocked the guy, slammed the door shut, and ran off. Now, I probably don't have to tell you, but the funniest part is to imagine this from the perspective of the guy trying to take a shit in peace, having the door ripped open, getting puked on, hit in the face, and shut back in, all within 2 seconds out of nowhere.
Dude, I really hope that's a true story. I'm a believer in that story.
Honestly, knowing just the tiny fraction of what I know about music festivals, that That
100% believe
has absolutely happened multiple times to multiple people.
Yeah. You involve shrooms with like a mass crowd like that, shit's gonna go down.
Statistically speaking, there's one of those incidents a year.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm glad one of them found its way to us.
Yes. It's a good story.
That's gold. That's so gold.
It does remind me of a story from way back in the deep internet. Now, I don't know why it reminds me of it. It's just a funny story. It's completely unrelated.
Yeah.
But there is a really funny story called The Horror of Blimps that I would read, except I can't read it without dying laughing. Like, it's so fun. It's good. It's like a good, like, solid, 5-paragraph story.
Yeah.
And I have fun reading it out loud.
Yeah.
But it's so damn funny that I can't just not die laughing.
We gotta read it on a future episode.
Okay. Because the imagery, the author just managed to capture just this ridiculous situation so well and express it so well, and the language and the imagery they use is just top notch. It's just a gem,
dude. Seriously, like there's some like the Amazon review of the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh, that's a classic.
Like some shit you read like that online, just from some random Joe, and you're like, is this guy an author? Like this guy should be writing books. It's like some of these things are so well written.
Yes,
like poetic almost. I'm just like, geez, dude, we've been going for like an hour already.
Really?
Over an hour. Yeah.
We don't even have time for the guy masturbating on porches.
I mean, that's pretty much the whole story. You just like the headline is the story. So, all right, we'll end on this glorious.
The
article.
suspect attempted to enter at least three homes
Yeah.
along Market Street. When the suspect realized he could not enter one of the homes, he proceeded to expose himself to the Ring doorbell camera and masturbate. The suspect then attempted to enter at least 2 other homes, but was again unable to do so due to the doors being locked. So this goes back to the quick lock your doors segment.
Yes. Lock your doors.
Which we both agreed it's common sense to lock your damn door.
For very good reason. It's a good PSA.
On Thursday, Schultz interrupted a judge during his arraignment to inform the court that he should be released from jail so he could, quote, continue his mission. Your Honor, if I can interrupt you, I'm on a mission I have to complete by year's end. Dude, like is he on a special mission for Santa?
He's got what I love is that it's such a degenerate and disgusting act, but yet he still is adhering to deadlines, very strict deadlines. Like there's some responsibility to it.
He has a very specific deadline to
he has a duty. And he's very committed to it, which I admire. I respect that. And then
I don't, but to each their own.
Mr. Schultz, I would ask that you reserve that, the prosecutor said, cutting off Schultz.
Reserve your mission. That doesn't mean that's not the same thing as
abort.
This is a bad mission.
It doesn't say abort.
You should not do this mission.
I think the prosecutor's maybe got some skin in the game. Dude, just imagine what imagine
I really want to make a Jew joke.
Oh no.
But I don't think that can make the final cut.
I think that alone is joke enough. I think that counts.
$500,000 bond.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you get a guy jerking off in public on a $500,000 bond, but if you break into a car and steal, like some tourists, all their stuff, like ruin their vacation,
right?
And you're driving a stolen vehicle,
right?
Like you do not get any.
It's not nearly that bad.
Close to that.
I think it's because it's like you're a sex offender now. Like there's a sex offender
Class 2 felony.
Decent exposure, right?
Yeah. Among other charges, I'm sure.
Dude, once you whip out your dick, it just escalates everything.
It changes the game.
It does.
It is a game changer.
Yeah. Like
so
if you
keep those zippers up, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I wonder, like if that's the first question they interrogate. Like if you killed like a whole family, like was your dick out?
if you have a penis, indecent exposure is relatively easy to achieve.
Yeah.
I don't do breasts count the same, like legally speaking?
Because I get rewarded for that.
I know there's cities where it's like legal for women to be topless.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's some bars, right, or like restaurants where the women are topless. But if
I've been to those, but
neither have I. But I've heard
it's a thing.
Yeah,
okay.
I've heard it's a thing. But
like, I know there's cities that have legalized upper body nudity for women because it's just a matter of equality, something along those lines.
Interesting.
So my point being, like, if you're a woman, it's a lot more work to expose yourself indecently in those cities,
Right.
because like as a man, you have the advantage of just being able to whip something out.
Have there ever been any like female flashers?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I wonder like what their punishment is compared, like on average compared to a guy.
The legal system is not going to come down so hard on them.
Probably not, right?
Just in general.
Yeah, like on average, they're probably like, hey, just knock it off.
Kind of going back to the South Park
yeah, right.
episode about the female teacher banging Ike.
Yeah. Nice. All the cops are like, nice.
Yeah.
You keep going.
Except in extreme circumstances when it's like a really nasty, just crackhead person.
Yeah,
and they're
right.
like, okay, well, nobody wanted to see that. So
yeah, exactly.
$500,000 bond.
Right. Oh man, dude, imagine just being that committed to a mission to jerk on people's porches, though.
I wonder who gave him that mission. Like
himself.
Like, okay, because if like, for example, if this guy is suffering from schizophrenia,
yeah,
he could have legitimately gotten that mission from somebody, from a voice that lives in his head.
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
And believed that was actually important. Like, he was really moving the dial on some important thing.
What do you think? Let's assume he was schizophrenic and a voice told him to do that. What would have been the goal of that mission? Like, what was the objective?
To throw the FBI off of his trail by it's a false flag operation. because he's
how does that work?
He's uncovering the secrets of like the Illuminati. But they're getting too close to him.
So
he has to act crazy
I see.
to make it seem like he's just a normal crazy person doing just systematic like mission.
Like he's paranoid that he knows too much, so he has to play dumb, more or less.
Maybe like his mission
psycho.
is specifically to jerk off in public.
Yeah,
in front of people's door cams. Like, that sounds like a Solid Snake mission. Different snake, but it's a false flag operation.
The box that he's hiding under is like lifted, like. Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well,
that's our time.
I would like to say, I think that's the kind of person who should be not in the community until they have been rehabilitated.
Yeah. No shit.
But yes, that is our time.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a good one.
I hope you're not using this show as therapy, because it's not qualified on any level.
If you're using this for therapeutic purposes, you need more help than you realize. Yeah, like that's a big red flag. That you should seek professional help.
Yes,
we are simply here for
mindless
entertainment
and entertainment purposes only.
That's a fact.
I am not a lawyer. I'm not qualified to give the financial advice.
In case you didn't
all
know.
the other legal disclaimers.
Yeah.
Whatever liability I can reduce.
Despite how it looks, Ian and I are not lawyers. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.
Adios.